Welcome to C Sessions.
So, and this is for both of you to chime in on, and somebody just hears for the first time, you have cancer. That's obviously quite a bit different than if you made it 2 years down the road, but when you hear it for the first time, basically you're in a state of shock. At least I was. And, I remember when we met Renato, I didn't even know what questions to ask. I didn't have a clue. I didn't know. My vision of lung cancer was a gray-haired old man sitting in a dingy bar smoking a cigarette, drinking bad whiskey. I had the gray hair, but I didn't have the rest of it. So it was just very...
it's like that old Far Side cartoon, blah, 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 cancer, blah,
right.
blah, blah, cancer. That's all you hear.
Yeah. So what, Karen, especially from the nursing side, when we come in from the very beginning, what questions should we be prepared to ask?
Well, I do know that I get a lot of follow-up calls afterwards, and I tell people, you're going to call me later because you're going to think of questions later on. And a lot of times people say, I don't really know what he said, and I don't assume that they remember what he said either. And I say, well, what did he say about that? And they'll sometimes be able to piece together a pretty coherent story, but I never assume that they remember exactly what was said, and I'll sometimes have to gently put in some reminders and then remember that, and if I happen to have been in the appointment, that's easier. But if I don't happen to be in the appointment, it's not so easy. But it has to be done over time. Repetition is what helps adult learners most, and it has to be done over time that people get this. Because most people, I think, in situations like that, the research was like 70% they don't hear or something like that.
That sounds right.
I would bet it's even higher.
Yeah.
I mean, I know.
The number I quote is you are really able to assimilate about 10% of what was said during the visit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, from my perspective, but I just remember hearing, again, just bits and pieces, and I always equate it to having a bad cell phone connection. You hear like every third word, because
it's about right.
When something triggers and you start thinking immediately about your kids, or you think about your job, or you're thinking about dying, or you're thinking about who's going to feed my cat. There's just different things that pop up just because of what you're hearing.
For more information, visit csessions.com.